everyone. I'm Hannah.
Is that a beaker? I didn't notice that it had a.
It's my
Yeah,
in-gen
it's
speaker.
it's great. I'm Jake. I don't have a T.
You got to get a T. It's the only way to do this.
I have rain.
When you sit in judgment of others, you need a
Yeah.
T.
Well, that's what we're doing. I don't have that or a mug. I have this. You gave this to me not too long ago. I have a Pickle Rick cup that you gave to me that I rarely
cup
use.
I've ever seen.
There we go.
So, Jake, you know what I'm definitely not tired of hearing about after 4 years?
Oh, what's that?
Our Lord and Savior Donald John Trump.
Oh, who won the election in a landslide?
Okay, bad news.
In a landslide, he won it. I'm told.
I've looked this up recently, and actually,
Did you know? Well, he got more votes than he got last time. So
he did. Unfortunately,
that's how it works. You just had to beat yourself. It's personal best. It's Donkey Kong.
Unfortunately, Joseph Biden.
Unfortunately, Joseph Biden. Yeah,
that's
true.
the end of the sentence. So, Biden got 81 million votes. Roughly.
Wait a second. That's more.
That's more than Trump got.
But did Biden beat his personal record?
Yes.
No, this is the only time he's run for president.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
That sounds like second place to me.
I guess Joe Biden will just have to run again in 2024 and try and beat his record.
Yeah, he's only going to be 85 years old.
Hey, don't you criticize the geriocracy, okay? We gotta.
I think so far he's done a better job, but that's not my bar. Okay. Anyway, well, so this is not about that. This is. I'm going to be honest with you. This movie review is barely about Donald Trump, and it's in the name.
Okay,
barely. This is the Trump motherfucking prophecy.
Sometimes I think it's God talking to me. Dreams are important. They can give us a window to what's going on inside.
I got this one in 2011.
The Commander-in-Chief prophecy?
God is telling us to pray for our country, its leadership, and those in authority over us. That's what we need to do.
They're going at him tooth and claw. What if I'm wrong?
If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, then will I hear from heaven and heal their land.
so we plan to do this to come out before the inauguration, but we're both pieces of shit. So here we are.
True.
How do I put this? This movie is entitled The Trump Prophecy, and it came out during the Trump administration. It was a film partly produced by Liberty University. You might recognize Liberty University because Jerry Falwell Sr. was in charge of it. And was he the one who
No, are you thinking about meth guy?
No, I was thinking
that
about
was a totally different guy.
I was thinking about jerks off in the corner while his wife gets banged by the pool guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that guy.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about soliciting prostitutes and doing like meth off their boners.
No, that was a different.
That is a guy. That is a guy.
I know that Nicole asked you tonight, but I have to ask you again, have you used meth?
No, I have not.
Okay, and the voice expert that is in Denver that was hired by KUSA has matched now 18 of the words left on the voicemail message.
I did call him.
Voice.
I did call him.
And what did you call him about?
I called him to buy some meth, but I threw it away.
And who were you buying the meth for?
No, I was buying it for me, but I never used it.
And how did you know that he would sell it to you?
He told me about it. I went there for a massage. So, okay, we're late for our appointment, and so, but thank you for your work.
How did you find him to get a massage from him?
A referral.
I mean, if you're gonna do meth, that's the place to do it. So,
off a boner, or specifically like a male escort's boner, because one's fancier. If it's just any old rube boner, I don't, not really. But if you paid extra for it,
okay.
kind of a status flex.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah, you're right. We're getting off topic. You're true. And not unlike this movie.
So sometime during the Trump presidency, Liberty University and this other production company decided to make a movie about this guy. I think his name's, what is it? His name's Mark something? Is it Mark Taylor? He has the most generic white guy name in history. Now, this is a real person who, according to him, back in...
That might be the first time someone has described Mark Taylor as real.
So, back in 2011...
That 2011. Was so long ago.
9 years ago. He is one of these people
That's
who
actually
goes around...
10 years ago. It's 2021 now.
Yes, it is. So he's one of these people that goes around and says, like, I'm a prophet, and he makes prophecies.
The army of God will have victory after victory after victory. And I love what President Trump always says. He says, you're going to get sick and tired of winning if there is such a thing. And that's going to be the same way for the army of God. It's going to be victory after victory after victory.
Will it be an 8-year presidency?
Absolutely.
And the first one that he made is the commander-in-chief prophecy, as he states it. And this prophecy, I guess I'll just read it, just because why not, okay? Yeah. This is also, the movie opens with this, for the record. Yeah. So, the commander-in-chief prophecy says, the Spirit of God says, I have chosen this man, Donald Trump, for such a time as this. For as Benjamin Netanyahu is to Israel, so shall this man be to the United States of America. For I will use this man to bring honor, respect, and restoration to America. America will be respected once again as the most powerful and prosperous nation on earth, other than Israel. The dollar will be the strongest it has ever been in the history of the United States, and will once again be the currency by which all others are judged.
Other than the Israeli... What's the word?
I don't know. I don't know what Israel's currency is called.
Schmeckles? Is that what Pickle Rick says?
No, he doesn't say that.
What's he say? What's Zoibongs?
Pickle Rick just says I'm Pickle Rick.
No, the thing that the place with the arcade.
Yeah, that they use schmeckles at the
Schmeckles.
Arcade.
That's what I was saying. Okay, I'm not crazy. I've seen Rick and Morty very high with you on your couch before.
Blips and chits.
That's the place. So yeah, schmeckles. It's an Israeli schmeckle, I think. I have no idea what their currency is, but it is stronger than the dollar. Apparently, I didn't know that Israel was going to be, besides the strongest country in the world. In the movie, are we going to talk about like that first scene? Because it's fucking like, I thought this was going to be what the movie was, right? Like, it's called the Trump prophecy. You got the guy doing the prophetic shit.
Yeah,
and he's a firefighter.
Sure,
and it opens like any firefighter movie. You kind of He does firefighter stuff. He like saving shit, and then there's a moment when he like he sees a thing, and you're like, oh, what is that? And then he turns and it's like just a kid, sort of like at the window, like kneeling, but like I can't tell if they were saying like the kid was praying, or the kid failed to open the window and passed out.
Either
against
way,
the wall. Maybe both.
B-movie backdraft breaks in, and the kid's standing
worse
there.
Than backdraft.
The kid's standing there like a Blair Witch knockoff, and it turns out the kid has burned to death standing there, whether he's praying or trying to open the window or whatever.
Was he dead?
Oh yeah, that kid died.
Oh, that kid was super dead. I didn't know that.
That's an inciting incident to the movie.
Well, no, he carries the kid out though, so I thought, oh, maybe he saved him or something. I don't know.
No,
I gotta be honest, I wasn't very invested in a child's survival.
By the way, this is something I noticed, and I swear I'm not crazy. Maybe a lot of firehouses just look the same. But this firehouse looked exactly like the firehouse from Fireproof.
From the Kirk Cameron movie. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I was just like, is this a firehouse that's like known for allowing Christian movies to
the same
there?
Firehouse that Kirk Cameron refused to kiss his fake wife in.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why Kirk Cameron would do such a thing. You have to be a thespian, man. I
forgot to mention before the actual fire that the kid dies in.
There's a before the fire scene. Wow, that was quick.
So there's the reason the fire gets started in the first place is because she's shooting heroin. Remember?
How did I miss this? I don't remember this.
She was doing drugs, and her kids are running around while she's doing the drugs, and it starts like a fire. And I was just thinking to myself, like, she might be doing heroin, but she's a homeowner, and I respect that.
In this economy?
Yeah.
That was during the market crash, too. Good for her.
Supporting 2 kids, and she can do heroin? I mean, I don't know. She's maybe.
Wait, why did the fire start, though? The heroin?
There was. I think something got knocked over, like the kids maybe knocked something
hot
over.
Heroin spoon.
Sure, heroin spoon.
Real hot heroin spoon fell on the couch and ignited. True. And then he goes back. He's very torn up, apparently, about the dead kid. And he does he go to his wife or his friend first? Either way, both discussions are terrible.
Today of all days, why'd it have to be a kid?
Do you want to talk about it?
I know I can't do it. Not at the level the job requires.
Yeah. You remember that? Like, it was like the it wasn't even like bumper sticker advice. No. It was just sort of like, yeah, man, that's kind of, it's fire. You know, like, we're not, we're humans, and we do ignite. And he's like, yeah, I'm real sad about it. I'm gonna go write a Donald Trump prophecy. He has this dream, right? And then you find out what he was seeing.
Okay, so he starts having PTSD dreams. These
because of the dead, burned child.
These are clearly PTSD, like nightmares, and on top of that, it appears that he has sleep paralysis. Because, like, he even says at one point, like, I was paralyzed or something along those lines. And he's having these nightmares of this, and I found this effect hilarious. In various burning buildings, usually it's his own bedroom, and there's, like, a demon. This demon keeps coming and trying to kill Mark Taylor for some reason. It's just a manifestation of his PTSD.
The demon doesn't come up.
No.
It's not a thing that is... It's not even in the prophecy. Like, demons will come for us if Donald Trump doesn't win. It's nothing. It's just like, we got a little bit extra money in the budget. I guess let's do demon things?
It's the manifestation of the man versus self conflict. He's dealing with his latent PTSD that he's failing to treat properly, and it's indicative of a...
No, but he wasn't. No, because he stops his treatment for PTSD in the movie and the book and probably real life. So it's not like he doesn't address the demon. He just goes, all right, you're that now. You're a demon.
Yeah.
Like,
he refuses to take, by the way, this has sort of the conservative Christian value of taking medication for your mental issues is weak. So, like, they're saying, like, you have PTSD, Mark. You should probably take these pills that'll help you not have these nightmares constantly. He's like, nope. I'm not going to take those pills. I'm a man. And it's not good. Don't do that.
I do that sometimes with ibuprofen, but mostly because I don't want stomach ulcers.
Sure.
Like, by abusing it. But if for the record, if I get PTSD because a house burns down and I had to carry the charred remains of a freshly napalmed child through the threshold, like a reverse wedding, I think maybe it would behoove me, if I'm really against it, just tell me to take them. I'm giving you permission now against my utter manliness.
Also,
of course.
By the way, the scene, and we're jumping around a lot, and I apologize. Especially...
What are we? They do. We're not jumping around. There's literally there's no glue. This was written by a madman.
Sure, it's a series of scenes that very loosely connect. So at the part where he brings the kid out at the beginning of the movie, it seems like they're sort of alluding to Renaissance artwork of like. And maybe I'm reading too far into this, but it was the beginning of the movie. I wasn't that far. It had sort of the same pose as some of those, like, Renaissance statues of, like, Mary holding Jesus or stuff like that, where it's like the... you know what I'm talking about? There are examples on screen right now for people to think I'm crazy.
You might be right. The one with the hands going in and like the sculpture. You know what I'm talking about?
Or like there's depictions of Cain and Abel that are like that sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Show Donatello's David while you're at it, just because it's nice.
Real quick, this bothered me. He's having breakfast one morning, and you know what he's having for breakfast?
What's that? Like grapefruit or something?
There's 2 muffins on a plate.
Don't eat muffins on a plate.
Even if you're gonna eat, I understand eating. I've had a muffin for breakfast before.
Yeah.
And maybe you have a muffin and a banana, or like a muffin and maybe like an English muffin with some butter or something on it.
You can't double muffin.
Don't double muffin. What is wrong with you?
Are they different kinds of muffins?
No, it's just 2 of the same muffin.
That's too. I feel like this is a Seinfeld bit almost, but I'm not even being a little ironic. I genuinely hate the idea of that.
You never double muffin.
I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so I'll just be like, double muffins, and then run out of the room. I don't know. I'm
you're
guy.
Kramer. Okay.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's Costanza. I don't know a lot of Seinfeld's not very good in my opinion. Costanza going, I can't date a woman that eats 2 muffins. I don't know. Like he has a choice. Why would you eat 2 muffins? But yeah, no, don't eat 2 muffins. You may eat a scone and a muffin. You may eat a muffin and a breakfast cookie. But frankly, don't eat dessert for breakfast. But I mean, that's just me. You know what I mean? Crack an egg. Get your protein in. You're a firefighter. Come on.
So he goes outside and he's looking at an old boat and he finds.
Hold on. What's the boat shit? Please, I need another perspective on the boat because I thought this was gonna be like the metaphor for rebuilding his sort of life.
Yeah.
And they frame it like that. And it's not that.
No, this is the only scene the boat is in.
Yeah,
he just goes on the boat, and it's an old boat that his dad used to take him fishing on, and he finds old Polaroids, and then there's a quick flashback to him and his dad. I think they're just trying to humanize him and see, like, he used to be happy as a child, and it's like, yeah, join the club. So, except for me, I wasn't even happy when I was a child. You know, it is what it is.
I remember going fishing with my dad because he wanted to.
So... Anyway, he's on the boat and he gets punched by a ghost.
What's happening to me?
He does. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, we could skip that. There's no.
There's no payoff to the.
There's no payoff. Punch. There's no other ghost punches either. That's the only one. But it was very effective. So next what happens, is he contacting the producer at this point? Or the lady, you know what I'm talking about?
Not yet.
Or is there something else? What happens first?
He has more PTSD dreams and then
Well, I know that.
Shows up.
Which what?
Two-Face shows up.
Two-Face I forgot. It's been a little bit since we watched it, like a week. So wow, yeah, you're right. Okay. Two-Face does show up. His wife is, by the way, like the gist of supportive.
Yeah.
She just sort of like walks into the room and goes, "I'm your wife," and he goes, "You are," and then she leaves.
Oh my god! And here comes something that I started counting because I found it funny. You know how Rocky 4 is like 30% montage, and it not as a meme, like I mean literally by runtime. This movie is coming up right behind Rocky 4 because boy does this movie love a Christian musical montage. Our first musical montage comes 26 minutes into the film. So,
by the way, I didn't say this, but I'm 90% positive I recall this starting with a quote.
Yeah, they were quoting the Prophecy.
Okay, that still counts.
Sure.
Christian movie starting with a quote. I think we're at like 90% of all movie reviews that we've ever done on this channel start with a fucking quote.
I think so too.
Okay.
His wife explains prayer to him, even though they're both Christian and adults.
It's just like having a conversation with God.
She says, quote, "It's just like having a conversation with God."
Whoa.
Wow. Mind blown.
Wow. Well, that's fucking... You know what I've always thought is funny about prayers? Because they go like, well, some prayers are unanswered prayers, which are just ignoring you.
Mm-hmm.
And then some are prayers you didn't pray for, which is
not a prayer.
Not a prayer at all. So it's just stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's just stuff happening. This is stuff happening. Where's your God near the charred remains of this burned heroin child? Where is he? Although he did blame it on Satan, so I guess that's fine.
At one
or
point,
whatever.
He meets with his doctor / he's like a religious doctor. He's like a doctor, but he also gives spiritual advice or something.
The doctor reminded me. I channeled all of our Neil Breen movie nights where he goes to a community college and has some old person dressed in a lab coat and sit in a corner.
Yeah.
Like in some open office. And you can tell because it's like dark. This had a very similar vibe to Neil Breen paid this person $45 to film like a doctor scene.
I want to work on a plan to restore your health, physically, mentally, and spiritually. This is not an overnight fix.
Well, got all the time in the world.
Very similar.
Mark says, I wish I could pack away my strange dreams. And I just thought, then take your meds, then take your medication, Mark!
That's the luggage in which you pack them, is the pills.
He retires from the force. They call it the force. What do they call the
No, the force are the police, which should be defunded. However, firefighters should be, I don't know how much they're paid. Probably fine. And they should definitely seize the means of their labor. Like they should get to loot houses once they're but I thought it was, I feel like we were skipping a lot of time. Like, isn't he like, he starts graying at one point.
He has more nightmares, and he's...
Is that the dark side of the force just affecting his, as he channels
Maybe
Donald Trump energy?
Maybe he's having Freddy Krueger dreams. That does it too. What are all the things in movies that force people's hair to turn gray, even though that's not how that works? Freddy Krueger? The dark side of the force?
A painting of your older self in the attic?
No, that does the opposite. The painting turns gray, Jake. Get your Dorian
No, but then
gray.
if you look at it, doesn't that affect you in the reverse?
I don't remember.
I think you can't look at it. Anyway, whatever. The cask of Amontillado?
That doesn't gray you. You just get
it's stress graying. It's stress.
Oh, so we're assuming after he gets walled up, he turned gray.
Well, yeah, for as long as his hair grew, which was a week or so after his death. Gaining
rogue powers and X-Men, that turns
that'll do it, definitely. What else? I think those are the only things that cause human grayness. Yeah, that's true. Okay. What happens to a toad when it's electrocuted?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Thank you, Halle Berry. Academy Award winner, Halle Berry.
So, musical montage 2 happens at 34 minutes in, which is only 8 minutes after the... That's 8 minutes between musical montages.
That's like MTV numbers right there. I don't like that. I'm not a fan. What was do you recall the music? Because it slipped right through my brain. I don't recall. They don't have one of those bangers that like God's Not Dead had. They need to get the Newsboys in there. Like,
oh, that's one thing I'll give.
It's Charlie alive. Like, give me some of that. I want some. I need a bop, dude. Like,
so many Christian movies try to have that song because God's Not Dead was such a hit. But here's the thing: I'm not religious, obviously.
No.
But like, I watched God's Not Dead sometime in the last month and a half because Baha had never seen it before, so we sat and watched it, and it was a lot of fun. That's still a great movie to watch with your non-religious friends as a funny, so bad it's good movie, by the way.
Josh's relationship with that girl is so fucking awkward. Awkward.
God's Not Dead. The song at the end. I'm not religious, but even I recognize, like, I get why that song's catchy, right? God's not dead, he's surely alive, he's living on the... Like, it's catchy.
I got a text from someone.
Sure. Sure.
when that happened. Remember our buddy Ryan?
Yes.
Not my buddy Ryan, the other one.
I don't remember the other one.
Younger. Anyway, that was him.
Okay.
I don't want to. We called him his last name, so I don't want to talk to
him. He goes back to the doctor. The doctor says he has the hormones of a 70-year-old.
What's that mean?
You have an extremely low thyroid. You have severe adrenal burnout. You have the hormones of a 70-year-old. With numbers like yours, I don't know how you're getting out of bed.
I'm not.
He's got old hormones. They like got beards on, you know.
They have glasses to show that time has passed.
His wife prays for God to heal Mark, at which point he has a dream where a white ball of light heals him or something. It's you know, that kind of vague
Could vote for someone that would fund mental health care instead of Donald Trump.
This is true, by the way, and this is interesting. This is, of course, in regard to the 45th president.
It's true, by the way. Everything else has been a total bullshit, but this
Isaiah 45 is read at 45 minutes into the runtime of the film.
Hey, not too shabby.
They did
it. What's Isaiah 45 say? Did you write that down?
No.
I'll write it down. Let's 45. Let's see what it says. Isaiah. This is what the Lord says to his anointed no, what? Let's get the what? Gates of bronze, iron, treasures, God of Israel, Jacob my servant. No, this is nothing to do with Donald Trump. Nope. This is nothing. Wow. You could scroll this if you wanted to. You really don't have to. Anyone can look this up. You have a phone in your hand, probably. Wow. No. All who have raged against him will become put to shame. Maybe that's it. There we go. We did it.
So
it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It's a stupid thing.
So to be clear, we're already at 45 minutes into the movie, and if no one is following anything that we are saying, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening in this movie, what's the plot, what are you talking about? Congrats, we have successfully done a simulation of what it's like to watch this movie in real time. You're welcome.
Yeah, we're like, it might sound like we're just sort of like we forgot and just we're putting no effort in. It's not they didn't put any effort in. This is literally puked onto paper, which was then baby birded into some director's mouth, who then puked it onto the actors who baby birded it at us. So this is third hand dumb vomit, and so you're getting fourth hand. You have the raw end of this deal. Don't get me wrong, and you should be disappointed, but not in us. We didn't do this, and this is probably about the time the movie takes a turn to an entirely different movie.
Yep. 46 minutes into the film, Donald Trump is heard for the very first time. 46 minutes. The runtime on this movie appeared to be 2 hours, even though it's not. We'll explain when we get there. The actual runtime of the movie is closer to an hour and a half, and Donald Trump is not mentioned or heard from until 46 minutes into the movie!
The fact is, money is being drained out of this country, and it's really at an alarming rate. $350 billion this year from China alone, $4 billion from Colombia. Every country.
I can't believe I wanted more of that man in this film. I thought what I was getting into was a suck fest. I thought it was just going to be Donald John Trump. Look at his golden penis. Like dumb shit. But they don't even, they just go, I wrote about Donald Trump in 2011, and then he became president in 2016. That's a prophecy.
That's what I don't get. Okay, guys, Trump has run for president before. He ran in the 2000 election under the Reform Party.
Yeah, he ran multiple times.
He's constantly talked about running for president before and after that attempt.
No.
The idea that, Trump's going to run for president is not novel. He ran in 2000, and he's been talking about running again for years prior to 2016. It was not a surprise when he ran. People certainly made fun of him when he ran.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, honestly. But, like, it wasn't a surprise. So the fact that this movie and this guy are trying to be like, who could have seen this coming? It's like, well, anyone who was around for the 2000 election.
Right. And also who had a Twitter account. He talked about it a lot. It's like writing the Hillary prophecy. It's like, clearly these people thought it was their turn.
Sure.
Like, I'm going to run the country now.
So he writes the prophecy. God says, you're hearing the voice of the president, President Trump. I have chosen this man, yada, yada, yada. The prophecy we read earlier.
And then
he goes to a doctor after this, by the way, who this whole scene is just a product placement for this guy's bullshit supplements, because when he goes into the room, did you notice this? They're all like clearly displayed on the wall. Dr. Colbert or Dr. Colbert. I'm not sure how he pronounced it.
This was what, like 50 something minutes in?
Yeah.
This was the height of my high.
Oh, you were high when you watched this?
Oh, at about 25 minutes, I made a business decision and was like, if I'm going to get this done,
okay,
I'm ordering a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I gotta address this with a new perspective. And it didn't help. It didn't help. So, because very shortly after this, the main character changes.
Yeah, so he shows Dr. Colbert or Colbert or whatever his name is. He shows him the prophecy, and he's like, oh, he's shocked, even though this
wife deals with this shit. What?
He's like, I'm gonna bring in my wife. My wife knows about prophecy.
Do you mind if my wife has a look at this? I actually printed off a copy for you. She has a keen sense for interpreting things like this.
It's like, what? You're a doctor. What are you talking about?
You're a medical doctor. Yeah, no. And my wife, who, she dabbles in Dead Sea Scrolls from time to time. She's watched The Mummy like 30 times. She knows her way around a prophecy. Let me tell you.
So the wife
the calls are so stupid.
The wife looks at this and she claims, this is my least favorite line.
I'm so excited.
She says, in regard to the prophecy, it has the rhythm of truth to it. What does that mean?
You know what else has the rhythm of truth to it? Any sick bass line. Any of them. Pick one. We can do it now. Mouth jazz. You have to do another instrument. You have to do one. See? It just fucking slapped. Yeah, you nailed it. We used to do that in McDonald's, by the way. Were you part of that? Did you ever do that?
I might have. It's been a decade. I don't remember.
We used to do. Yeah, it has been a decade. Wow, that's a long time ago. Prophecy. We would. Someone would just start doing that. That was for morale because we were wage slaves. It was literally like a slave song, except not quite because we had freedoms and are white. But like, you know how it goes. You ever work fast food?
You know I have. I worked it with you.
Not you. It was rhetorical to them, the audience, the broader audience.
I don't really care about them though.
Okay. Anyway, continue friendship. Let's go. What's next?
Okay. So the woman calls her son, who's a Ben Shapiro type.
What's this about? Have you seen Hillbilly Elegy?
No.
He gave me the same vibes as that douchebag. Anyway.
Okay. The son gives her the advice that's like, hey, you should start a national prayer chain for Donald Trump. And he says, I've never really been a fan of Trump. And she says, neither have I. And it's like, well, why are you doing this then? Then why are you doing this?
Why was his advice to do a national prayer chain?
I don't know.
Why did she call her son instead of her very qualified husband? What's her son do?
books.
Do we know these people's names?
Book tour. It was probably product placement for the son's book because it looked like he had a book or something.
Oh, was that the actual guy, or was that an actor depicting the guy?
Either way, it looked like they had the actual book cover or something shown. So.
Oh no.
So she starts calling around, and we get another montage where she's calling around and asking churches to pray for Donald Trump, and we have comedy moments where people
montages.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Where
people hang up.
You know, it's a comedy thing. You want us to pray for who? But she does succeed. There's the least funny part of the movie is the scene where they're trying the hardest to be funny. They're on a terrible airplane set.
Oh yeah!
She's a complete Karen, and the plane's about to take off, and she's like, "I gotta go make a phone call in the lavatory," and goes to the airplane.
And people are like, "Can you not?"
And she's like screaming a prayer, and they're like, "Ma'am, can you please stop and come out?" And she's like, "No, I gotta pray for Donald Trump."
But they play it as like inspirational too.
Yeah.
Like she's doing like a, I don't know, like a one lady plane insurrection.
Do right-wing like Christians believe that fucking up a plane for everyone is good? Because that would explain so many videos I've seen over the past months.
Oh yes. Oh, they absolutely do. It's their free speech or something. They can do that. You ever have a call in a toilet? You ever talk to somebody while you were in a toilet area? Because
yes.
I barely have. I try not to do that. I did talk to my mom like 3 months ago. I was taking a poo-poo.
I'll talk to Baja if I'm just like peeing, but I don't talk to anyone if I'm pooping.
I usually don't, but my mom called me, and when she does that, it's usually not serious, but she plays it off as serious.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that case again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So at some point, she says, "I think God wants us to use this horn for reasons." So they get this ram horn, and they decide they need to blow this horn. And so they do, and that's another montage.
What? There's lots of people with a bunch of ram horns, and then they show like... Did you notice? And you should watch this again if you didn't
There's
notice.
repeats.
So right, yeah. So they show like 7 videos of people doing this, roughly, like maybe a dozen, and then they zoom out and show like, look at all these people doing it. If you just like scan it with your eyes for 2 seconds, there's about 13 people total that probably uploaded a video of them doing ram horn things.
Yeah.
And when they wrote it in the book, they were like, "This is gonna be a good scene," and then they committed to it on film, and then did research during editing and found literally nobody doing that. But they were money by then, so they couldn't have anybody else do it. I don't know why in the world. You could also just repeat ram horns. We're not going to, but we could get a ram horn and get more people to do fake ram horn blows than this movie got that was trying to make a point with it. By the way, the ram horn was like, was that a Walls of Jericho thing, or was it something else? It's like horns and Donald Trump
ancient Hebrew battle horn thing or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Super like pro-Israel stuff, but yeah, it and they play it off like the prayer chain and the horn blow is like what makes this work.
Yeah, and not the fashy stuff that actually happened,
or just the votes from the fashy people.
Sure.
No, it was the prayers. Okay. All right. The election night coverage is great, by the way.
Yeah. Election night begins with 35 minutes left in the movie, and I was like, wait, what's gonna happen? Because this is this should be the climax of the movie, right?
Right.
You could maybe have a little bit of an epilogue, but I kind of assumed, okay, election night will be like the climax of the movie. Turns out I was kind of right, but
sort of
for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
So they go to bed on election night, and they wake up, and Trump has won, and they're all excited, and there's inspirational music, which makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, he goes to bed because he can't take it anymore. He's like, I can't watch this. I'm too stressed out. Like, what do you mean? What? You don't even like him. You just had a prophecy about it. Like, so why are you stressed out about it? The prophecy right? Like, isn't it going to come true? It's a prophecy. Isn't that how those work? I don't know why there was any tension within the theory of the movie. Does that make sense? Like that's not, the tension should come from people like saying Donald Trump is bad and like fighting against the will of God, but none of that's happening. There's no arguments against Donald Trump. There's no one even, there's not even like a Democrat or like, there's not even the libbiest lib ever. There's not even like a centrist. There's nobody. They don't even make points in Donald Trump's favor.
No.
It's just like, I thought Donald Trump would be president back in 2011. I thought it would happen. And so now it's got to happen. Like, it doesn't make sense.
The movie pre-assumes you like Donald Trump. The movie doesn't make any sense and doesn't work if you don't already really like Donald Trump.
It also just doesn't do the... It had no antagonist?
Yeah.
Unless you count Ghost Punch? Wow. Which won the fight.
PTSD is the closest thing to, like, a conflict. Certainly there's the
For 10 minutes.
There's the conflict of will Trump win, but everyone knows Trump will win, right?
Right, so it's not a conflict. It's like a...
And it's not even like a man versus, like, I was going to compare it to, like, Titanic, but, like, that's still a thing because it's like a man versus environment thing because they got to deal with, you know, But that's not a factor in this movie. It's just, will my prophecy come to be? And that's
and
not
also,
interesting.
the conflict in Titanic is Billy Zane.
Yeah.
He's the antagonist.
Yeah.
And he rightfully is like, what the fuck are you doing? You have no rapport with this stranger. Calm down. Billy Zane's the good guy.
Billy Zane is an abusive fiance, okay?
You're
Billy
totally
Zane
right
beats the shit out of Rose.
Wait. Okay, wait. He's not the good guy then. But he is very reasonable in some ways, going like...
You met this guy yesterday?
That's very intense.
Yeah.
For the... Like, go fuck whoever you want to fuck with consent in a car on the Titanic. Totally fine with that. But this whole I'm gonna love you forever shit, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Leo's dick is not that good. It's not. There's no dick that good. There's none that good. All right, who do you have in mind? That thing better have a knuckle and spin if you're gonna like... like... God damn it. Anyway, so that's kind of the end of the movie, but it isn't. Not the Titanic. We're not talking about the Titanic anymore. No.
Okay. Okay. So the movie stops, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's 30 minutes left on the runtime.
Yeah.
What is happening? And then
a YouTube video. It's a YouTube video.
Cringy right-wing music video. That's the most hilarious self-parody I think I've ever seen. It's basically just like, don't you love America, where we got some fucking guns? You're gonna go to war and die for us. Isn't it so good? All your friends are dead, 'cause we wanted to get oil. Do what you will, we're gonna spill your blood on their soil. America! That's
America! I'm backing you up now. I'm your backup vocalist, so you got to keep going.
It's just the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I thought you were gonna say spill your blood for oil, but that's fine.
Sure.
It's, on your soil for oil. We can do it next verse.
I don't want to rhyme oil with oil. That's.
Oh, did you? Was it oil with oil?
Yeah.
I forgot. You can ludicrous that. That's fine. Ludicrous does that.
Sure.
And he's famous, so. That's how I know that's fine. Yeah, it's really bad. I don't even know what they really say because they just sort of like they literally just. It's kind of like how I think the last moment of David Carradine's life probably played out, where he's choking himself with a belt and jacking off.
Yeah.
And he probably thought this was so gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's just sad. David Carradine died from that, by the way. Don't do that. We made that. It's not. It's a little more tragic now that I'm an adult, but don't die in a pursuit of a nut. It's not that important.
No.
So, God,
Like
I mean,
never mind.
No, please do. Please do. We need some content here.
It's like that guy who died trying to fuck a horse.
Look, hey, sometimes your inside's got to be scrambled like an omelet, okay?
I should say trying to have a horse fuck him was the issue.
Yeah, so now it makes more sense what I said. Yeah, you're right. Because I knew what you were talking about, but because we've bonded over this moment many times. You and I.
Sometimes you just hang out with your friends and watch live leak videos of people getting fucked to death by a horse, you know.
We have a strange relationship. So, look, if you're gonna have, trying to tie this back into the movie, if you're gonna have sex with anything with hooves, it's either gonna be that or I don't know, Hillary Clinton. There you go. Threw a bone to the Republicans. She's
jokes.
So if she actually did have hooves, though, it might make her better. She's that sort of monster girl.
True. I'll vote for Monster Girl Hillary Clinton.
sort of better.
Why don't you Pokemon go to the polls, uwu?
Why don't you Pokemon go to my poll? Monster Girl. Anyway, so
after the music video, it's just propaganda. I'm not kidding.
Literally propaganda.
It's like
play a little bit of it. There you go.
When I look at making America great again, it's kind of like taking some of the good things that America was in recent decades and bringing them back to the top.
It's important to keep in mind when you're thinking about what it takes to make America great again, that the key element is spiritual, not secular.
And America's role in the world is literally the guardian of a free order, and it really supports the economic stability of nations that have the gospel preached.
A healthy American economy is to the world what a tide, an incoming tide is that lifts all boats.
Because of our system of free market enterprise, we've been able to create wealth in this nation. And you can't help other people unless you have wealth.
A healthy American military is very important to the whole world because we're the only ones that can stand up to some of these despots, dictators, bullies around the world. No other country, other countries, these socialist countries in Europe, for example, have cut their militaries to the point that they barely have a constabulary force.
There's some of it.
It's 30 minutes of propaganda that's like capitalism and supporting Israel are the best two things on the planet, and if you don't like supporting Israel and you don't like capitalism, you're a dirty communist heathen, and you deserve to be sent to the gulags, okay?
Well, you get to go to the gulags with all your friends, though, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of cool.
I'm imagining...
Honestly, gulags are kind of socialist, too, so...
I'm imagining a gulag, but it's full of, like furries and trans cat girls.
Those are different things, but only a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like... Do you think furries and cat girls have beef? Because, like, one's, like not really buying all the way in, just doing, like, the ears. And, like face paint.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? And then there's, like, cat furries who are like, fucking own it. Anyway, furries and cat girls, I need you guys to hash this out. We're gonna bridge peace. Unlike the Palestine-Israel conflict, we can make this work. That's fine.
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
I have stuff to talk about. So Mark Taylor, who is the real person that Mark Taylor in the movie is based upon, Jake,
which isn't the main character of this movie, even though he is. The lady has more screen time, if I remember correctly.
I know what our audience is thinking. Well, if he made a Trump prophecy in 2011, what's his opinion on the 2020 election? Jake, would you be shocked to find out that Mark Taylor is a full-on QAnon conspiracy theorist now?
Because there's something in every person on this planet that knows something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's not right about this whole supposed president, okay? Presidency. He's the CEO of a defunct bankrupt corporation, but people know deep down inside, those who were even Biden supporters or the left supporters, they even know something's not right.
Right.
You know, I had a guy, the evil crew of 32. It was like 3 months after that. This guy says, "It didn't come to pass. You're a false prophet." That's what he sends me an email.
Right.
But that's just how that's how this society's wired. We want everything right now. And, you know, we still have prophetic words in the Bible that haven't come to pass. And I don't hear them calling him false prophet. Well, the sad part, there's more sad parts to that, actually. I'll add to that, is that the fact that they don't mention anything about the fact that this election was stolen.
Right.
That the victory was ours.
Completely.
And what you're teaching people to do is give up and just go along because they're perverting Romans 13, where pray for those in authority over us. Look, I'll pray for Biden's soul, okay?
Right.
I'm not praying for him as my president because he's not my president.
Right.
President Trump is our president. He won.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't. That seems like the natural progression of how that should work.
Yep. And he's done more recent prophecies. He continues to prophesize. Here's one that came out November 5th, 2020. Okay?
It's new. Okay.
There's an even more recent one, which we'll read as well. This is from November 5th. The Spirit of God says, the election, the election. Did I not say that my anointed Donald J. Trump would be my president? Did I not say that I remove kings and raise up kings? I have raised up my anointed Donald J. Trump for such a time as this. Why is there panic? Why is there so much fear in my people? Do you not trust my plan? This election has already been won in the Spirit. It is now manifest in the natural. The Spirit of God says, O ye of little faith, do not realize how big I am? Do you not realize how small your enemy is?
True, he's pretty bigly.
I laugh at my enemies, especially those who think they occupy their throne. These evil thrones are ruled with pride and arrogance, saying, no one can remove us, we are too powerful. The Spirit of God says, ha! You will see one throne after another not just fall, but be destroyed and turned into ash. I, the Lord God, will build new ones and will occupy those thrones. These evil, you get it, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah. It sounded a little biblical, because we read a lot of Bible. It sounded a little bit, and then it just starts to become not that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't think God wrote that.
So here's his most recent prophecy. This one is from the 7th of January.
Oh my God, that was almost a month ago. Okay.
Boy, it's almost like something happened on the 6th that he felt the need to respond to.
That's pretty weird. Yeah, like, what could that be? What could that have been?
The Spirit of God says the clash between the spirit of Elijah and the prophets of Baal is coming to a crescendo. There is a high-level
crescendo. You know, never mind.
There is high-level psychics masquerading as prophets and prophetesses.
What did you just say to me? Stop. Back up. Reverse. Okay. What did you just fucking say to me?
There are high-level psychics masquerading as prophets and prophetesses designed to infiltrate and discredit the true prophetic and ecclesians leading God's people astray.
Psychics?
Psychics, yes.
What part of their powers are they what? What? No. I need to understand this. What's the application of psychics in this? What are they doing with their psychic powers?
They're
are they
tricking people or something?
Is that what psychics do?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay. Are there any other is there any other lore we need to know? Like, what are there warlocks? I don't know how this works.
Okay, here's the fun ones. Now, they have on their website an Army of God Declaration of Unity. So you can declare fealty to their Army of God, and here's what it says.
Well, I'll hear anything out, so.
Okay.
Marketplace of ideas.
I blank, and then there's a space for you to put your name. In the name of Jesus, decree and declare, according to Matthew 18:19, that I will be in unity with my brothers and sisters in the army of God and all the forces of heaven, that I will support and defend the word of God and his army with all of heaven against all enemies from the kingdom of darkness, even unto supreme sacrifice. I will not fire upon those in the army of God, but will direct my fire upon the enemy and the enemy alone. I will protect my brothers and my sisters in God's army from any assault that the enemy may launch. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, on and off the battlefield. I will obey the orders of the supreme commander of the army of God and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to Ephesians 4:11, the government of God and the uniform regulations founded on God's throne of righteousness and justice. I decree
Wait,
it
he
and
has
declare...
regulations? Wait, does God have an OSHA?
I guess so.
Like, what's the labor laws for that? Do they have like a GI Bill after you're done on the battlefield of heaven?
Yeah, it's called death. You die and you go to heaven.
Oh, well, I thought you were already in heaven when you did the battlefield heaven things. And they say fire upon. Do they issue guns? Are they standard issue, or you just got to go to your
They're conservative
local
Christians. They already have guns.
So it's the NR. You just got to get your AR-15. So you outfit yourself.
This is another one. This is a speech he wrote for the Army of God from the Supreme Commander. The Supreme Commander is God, and Mark Taylor believes he is speaking for God.
Why doesn't God give them flame swords?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Be rogue.
Apostles,
Rogue?
Apostles, prophets, evangelists, preachers, and teachers, men and women of the army of God, you are about to embark upon a great crusade toward which we have striven since all of creation. The eyes of the world and all of heaven are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brothers and sisters in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the satanic war machine, the elimination of the demonic tyranny over the oppressed peoples of the earth, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. But now is the time! Much has happened since the demonic triumphs of years past. The body of Christ has inflicted upon the demonic great defeats in their spiritual and natural realms. Our spiritual offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground.
Okay. What is happening? What?
Wait, the person transcribing the word of God used the wrong version of there.
What? What? Am I the battle-hardened enemy?
I guess so.
I wear a corn suit on the internet from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm not a threat. Unless you mean in the battlefield of ideas.
On the website, there's also a big thing that's basically a push to get churches to not register as 501c3 nonprofits because they think that any entanglement with the government, including registering your church as a nonprofit, is...
Stop. Is he a sovereign citizen?
It feels a little sovereign citizen-y.
Oh my god. That's really good. At least he hasn't harassed you yet.
Oh, they all come for me in the end, you know.
Every sovereign citizen, all 6 of them. There's
Marcel Bissett did take my advice and delete that video where he used racial slurs, so
I'm
glad I could help out Marcel.
He used so many racial slurs.
Yeah. There
were so many of them.
Ooh, he's got a new video.
Well, that's for another time.
Yeah.
What? Okay. This individual is out there. Who produced this shit? Besides Liberty, did any who read this and was like, "This is a moneymaker right here."
Let's take a look at the production company.
Okay.
It was produced by... Well, that's not the cut. It was distributed by Fathom Events. So it couldn't even
That sounds familiar.
Fathom Events does stuff like, oh, we're going to play old movies from the 80s and stuff. Or, like, we're going to show you an opera, you know, on the big screen or whatever.
Sure.
Production company is Real Work Studios and Film Guardian.
Well-known studios.
Let me look at Real Work Studios and see what films they've... Over-designed website.
Have they worked with Chuck Norris before? Chuck Norris is still around, right? Still doing stuff? What's his take? Chuck Norris COVID. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, it looks like they've only made... Here we go. Oh, they all look terrible. The Game, which looks like it's trying to be sort of The Sandlot type thing.
Oh.
Trinity Goodheart, which just sounds bad. 4 Blood Moons. The Trump Prophecy. When We Lost Spoke?
When We Lost?
Oh,
last?
Probably last. Sorry, the font is making it difficult to...
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I haven't heard of any of that.
No.
Well, that's good. Okay, I guess this is the part where we have to sort of give our takeaway.
Yeah. First of all, I just find it
wow.
hilarious that this company like looked at this crazy person who, of course, went on to do QAnon stuff and said,
Yeah.
"Yes, let's make a movie about this brilliant, stable individual."
But was it a movie? Is this a film? I don't know what this is. It's sort of like a reel. It's more of a reel of like different actors sort of acting, and it's kind of the same subject, but not really.
Yeah,
it's and it needed. I can't believe I'm saying this. It needed more Trump. And it needed to be broadly entertaining, and even though obviously incredibly wrong, it needed Trump, and it needed some sort of illusion that he's like his anointment by God and stuff comes into conflict with the godless somethings probably left. Like it needed this. It needed conflict. It didn't have any. There was nothing that made me want to watch this except that I knew that we agreed to do this. Like, I don't know. It has not. I could not recommend this to you at all. This is a 0 out of 5. You are not. Don't watch this.
This, if I had to describe it in any terms, would be amateurish at best.
Wow, you're very kind.
It's not a movie.
It's not.
It felt like a bad made-for-TV special. And a bad one at that. And I'm talking like I'd watch like The Pregnancy Pact over this shit.
I've seen better student films. I'm not being hyperbolic. Like I've seen much better student films. I mean, you could go to YouTube and find like way better. And I mean, even if they're pro-Trump bullshit like this, you could find much better engaging content than whatever the fuck this is.
This is, and let me be clear, this is not a fun movie. This is not like, watch this with your friends, you'll laugh. No, it just sucks. This movie was meant to bring people into seats so they can do the last 30 minutes where it's just propaganda, where they just talk to the camera about how good capitalism and supporting Israel is.
Yeah. At this point, it looks like gamer pee.
It does.
By the way, it does look a little gamer pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, though. That might be what it is. It strengthens you. It only makes your bones more rugged. The bones.
It's actually it's Belle Delphine P. If so, I'll get her ability to get people to give me money for simping. They'll simp for me.
That's already what your job is. It's just a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Not even a ton.
I'll get better at it though. I need to make that Belle Delphine cash minus the
dress up like a cat and get butt fucked or something then. Like, just do it. You'll make money. There's not nobody that wants to see your butthole.
You know what? I like to keep my my recreation work separate. So
yeah, you don't want everything to be work.
You don't want to ruin your hobbies by making them a job. You know,
definitely not. That's why. Yeah. Anyway, so 0 points.
Yeah,
no points. Can't recommend this whatsoever. This might be the least fun thing I've ever watched. And I don't know what formerly had that title. I'm sure a fan does, maybe two. I don't know what this is definitely worse than that. Whatever that was, it might have been one of those, not Cristianos, but like the See Me Dance. Is that what it was? Like
See Me Dance was pretty better than this.
Yeah, it was, and it was pretty bad. Like, but there are some movies where they're just like really incoherent messes. This is worse. I'd rather watch PragerU, and that's not even a joke. In the same amount of runtime, not just a 5-minute video, not a cop out. 1.5 hours, 2 hours of PragerU videos. I'd do that. At least I could be like, at minimum, I'm mad. I'm feeling something. You know what I mean? This gave me nothing. I don't know. I don't think it's much of a prophecy. Donald Trump did, in fact, lose the election. Surprise, to the chagrin of Nick Fuentes, who's still in disbelief about such a thing. He likes cat girls. Or nice cat boys.
He likes cat boys.
You're right, cat boys, which is fine, and I wish him the best in that regard, not in anything else.
No. Fuck that dude. He's a Nazi.
Yeah, but I want him to find cat boy love nonetheless. Maybe it'll change him. Maybe some cat boy out there is looking at Nick Fuentes and goes, change him. Meow. I'd make a terrible cat boy.
Yeah.
But I'd make a good lion man. That's more of a panther. I can't do lions. Anyway, I think, do we have anything else to discuss? I don't know what we have to discuss.
Nope.
No.
That's it. I'm dejected and I'm ready not to talk about. I mean, obviously Trump will come up for the like impeachment trial stuff in the Senate, and I'm sure he'll do some other dumbass shit over the next 4 years. I'd really rather not talk about Trump anymore.
Hopefully
Fuck
we don't
Donald
have to.
Trump.
Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck Donald Trump.
You guys should listen to Mark Ribbolette.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah, so do we have, I guess, what's next on the docket? What are we thinking for another movie review in the future?
Assassin 33 AD.
I thought that might be what you said. That can't be worse, right? It's about an assassin. That's cool.
It's about time. First of all, I'm very partial to time travel. It's about time travel assassin plot. It's the Terminator, but with Jesus. Okay, I'm very into this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that. We'll watch that soon. Because I like the movie review format. Like just sitting here and vibing and hating a thing together. That's fun. Which is the thing we do mostly.
Yeah.
Well, hate is a strong word. But yeah. I can't imagine we're gonna like that. I hope I like it though. I would love if it was as good as like God's Not Dead 2. Which is the worst God's Not Dead. Yeah. That's my bar at this point.
Hey, good news. They're making a new God's Not Dead, though.
I need it because Christian movies have been floundering in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I'm honestly so disappointed in the
Maybe
Christian
Biden
film
will
industry.
re-energize them because he's doing lib basics. And they're like, I'm outraged.
They need to bring Josh back and he was going to law school, so have him be a lawyer.
They already did lawyer God's Not Dead, though.
Do a good one, though.
Wow. Wow, how dare you. Jesse Metcalf is dreamy, okay? He's got brows. He was the lead in that movie we just watched, right? With Bruce Willis? That was Jesse Metcalf.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, what a shit movie. Yeah, okay. I'm excited. Assassin 33 AD. How do we close this movie? Ooh, maybe with 30 minutes of propaganda. Let's just do 3 minutes of propaganda. Let's do 30 seconds of propaganda.
Okay.
All right. What's some propaganda we can say? Take estrogen.
I'm there.
We should have democracy in the workplace. Those are our two propagandas. You're welcome. You can follow the channel at whatever this is. Press the buttons. YouTube is like borderline non-functional for that kind of stuff, but it's fine. You can follow us on Twitter at Hannah Reloaded. You can follow me at Papa Bird Jake. I tried to change it. They don't let me. It no longer makes sense. You could do our Patreon. You could do which because of the format, I think we're going to be able to start giving like early previews of stuff because we kind of upload them in batches now. And so now that I know that format, we could probably give you sneak peekies. So if you want for $1 or whatever, do sneak peekies if you need the content. If you need more content, or if you need more content, you can come over to twitch.tv/actualjake, where I do political stuff, and sometimes I wear this cool hat. Look at this. It's a little corn cob guy. He's adorable. I yelled at Destiny yesterday, and then he watched me live on stream and got mad. It's okay. He thinks property is more valuable than a human life, and I disagree. And you could go over to Hannah, who has, you see that little shiny thing in the back right there? And there's some tinfoil. And she'll put that on, and she'll bake like a baked potato. Wow, nothing else? You don't want to whore yourself out in any fashion whatsoever?
Come to Twitch. It's fun. It's
There you
fun.
go.
It's fun.
It is fun. It's a really good time. Seriously. You don't have to spend any money, but you can. But you don't have to. It is free. So come on over. If you're scared of Twitch, don't be. We have a great community. In fact, last night, I'm proud to announce that we were able to help yet another member of the community afford some surgery stuff. So if for nothing else, come for charity.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a good time. Yeah, I was really happy with that. Our communities are really fucking dope. Super proud of that. So you should come check it out. We also do D&D stuff, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
Campaign 1's almost done. Makes me sad.
That's okay. Campaign 2 will begin. So, we love your faces.
We should do one-shots every once in a while where we return to those characters. I think it'd be fun.
I plan on doing some stuff in the interceding months in between.
I still think the idea we had for the Professor one-shot
so
is
good.
so
It's
funny.
so good. We're definitely doing that. We are absolutely 100% doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can DM that. I think that'd be great. But
sure.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh boy. We have some good ideas. So if you want to come over to Twitch, you're gonna have a lot of fun. And I know it's like spooky to go to a different platform, but it really supports us. And also, I mean, I guarantee you're gonna like it as a user more than YouTube. You get rewarded much quicker, and you don't have to spend a cent. So yeah. I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's
We
the end
love
of the
your
video. Our final word.
Oh God.
From another place, not from outer space, from some place even higher, I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself,